Athletes, we ask that you please silence your cell phones. Also, when asking a question every time this weekend, please provide your name and media affiliation. If you're joining us via Zoom, we ask that you please raise your hand for questions. We'll address the questions in the room first and then get to Zoom if time allows. Recording of the press conference on cell phones or other cameras is prohibited. Thanks.
What? They didn't give me one. I'm not doing that. I don't even know how to do this correctly.
We're joined now by Cheyenne Sellers and Kayleen Smichael. We have people bringing the microphones around, so if you have a question, put your hand up and we'll have somebody run. We can get the guy in the purple right up front here.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Kareem Copeland, Washington Post. Shai, now that you guys have had a couple days to kind of look at Norfolk, a couple things that stand out about them to you and a couple things that you guys got to make sure you take care of.
Yeah, they're super aggressive. They force around 22 turnovers a game, so we got to take care of the ball, get out in transition, try to make things chaotic. So we just got to stay composed and keep our poise.
For Shai, for Kay. Lean, you guys have worked a couple of years now with Coach Betsy Butterick on communication and stuff like that. I guess, how do you think her impact on the team or on you guys has been felt? You guys know what I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about. KK knows who you're talking about, too. Betsy has been a huge help for us. I love Betsy, and I think she gives great insight in just how to mentally prepare and keep yourself focused on the main thing.
Our team building.
Yes. Yeah, but I think she's overall been super great for our team, especially me in the last, I think we've been working with her for the last 3 years or so. Yeah, she's been super helpful, at least for me.
Yeah. She's helped us with our team bonding when, we've had bad days or just teaching us how to bounce back from that and stay together during the rough times.
Alex Bone with DC News Now. Shai, you've had such a career here, so much success here. What are your emotions like going into, this week, knowing what this means to you and your team here with this game?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's hit me that these could potentially be my last 2 games at Xfinity. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited for this group. It's bigger than me, though. I think these people deserve, this group of girls deserve a great opportunity. I know this is KK's first time dancing, so we want to make it one to remember. You're welcome.
Max Schaefer, Testudo Times. Kayleen, I just touched on kind of how they force a lot of turnovers. At times, you guys have been sped up when people press you guys, and that's led to turnovers and easy points. What's going to be kind of key to avoid that tomorrow?
I think taking care of the ball and playing our game, not letting them speed us up when they're pressing us. We face a lot of presses, so I think we're prepared for what they're going to throw at us.
Hi, Grace Girl, CBS Baltimore. For you guys, playing under a coach like Brenda Freese, who has been here and had so much success, how much confidence does that give you guys with the trust of just knowing her record here?
I think it gives me a lot of confidence. I came here to play under her and under this program, so I feel like having her, and she prepares us, her and the staff prepare us for every game, so I feel like we're very prepared and we're ready for the run.
Yeah, I think Coach B is tremendous, and I think, her and March Madness go together like a pretzel and salt.
Christian Andriolis, Terrapin Sports Central. Yeah, they're obviously, Norfolk State's obviously coming in on a huge win streak. How do you guys kind of think you're going to attack that, or what weaknesses have you seen in that streak?
I mean, I don't really think we focus on people's streaks. Like, we're just going to play our game and just focus on them as a team, not before us. I mean, they've never played Maryland, so it's a different opponent every time you step out on the floor.
Trista with Associated Press for Shy. I guess you guys had to travel for the first couple rounds of the tournament last year. How much did you get back and be playing at home for these first 2 rounds and make this week?
Yeah, it's a lot better. I think we've been talking about routine and getting to stay in our routine. It's huge, and then we get to have the best fans in the world come out and support us. So I think there's just a huge advantage to hosting, and I think it'll be great for us.
Hey, Kareem Copeland, Washington Post. This one's for you, KK. Now that you guys have had, plenty of time to put that Michigan game kind of away, I'm still curious, is there anything that you guys take from that you could apply to moving forward, or is that one that you kind of just throw out the window and don't want to think about at all?
I think we learned from that game. I think we know that when we don't come out playing hard the first couple minutes, that, the rest of the game is kind of going to be slow for us. So I think we're kind of focusing on how we start the game and how we're going to punch first and attack them.
Hi, Roxana Scott from USA Today. This is a question for Cheyenne. You are a veteran of this team. This is your 4th time to the NCAA tournament. What have you learned about those experiences, and how do you sort of get others on your team ready for this moment who haven't been there before?
Yeah, I think March is a crazy time. Rankings don't matter. The number in front of your name doesn't matter. So you got to be ready to play. And I think, some of these schools are playing for something bigger than themselves. It means a lot more to them. Sometimes they don't get the opportunity like we do to go dancing every time, where their conference only gets one team to go. So it means a lot more to them. And I think you just got to be ready and bring your A game every day.
Do we have any other questions from the room? Okay, I don't see anyone in the Zoom chat, which makes sense since we're at Maryland. So thank you to Cheyenne, thank you to Kayleen, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're joined now by head coach Brenda Fries. We'll give her a couple of moments for opening remarks.
Yeah, we're truly grateful. We're honored to be making another tournament run and to be hosting, for our 16th time. We're very excited about that. I love, just the resiliency that this team has shown through their body of work all season long. And, we feel like that our schedule has really prepared us. Our conference, game in and game out, has prepared us for this moment. Having said that, though, we understand, the tournament. We have a ton of respect for Norfolk State. Terrific coach that has, made them into a championship program. They've won 19 straight and 3-time MEAC regular season and tournament champions. They beat 2 SEC teams, so led by Diamond Johnson and Wheelers. So it's going to be a game that we're going to have to come out and put a complete 40 minutes together.
Right up here.
Hey, Brenda. Kareem Copeland, Washington Post. A lot of players outside of Shy, a lot of players on this team who haven't had a ton of March experience. Kind of with this particular group, kind of what's this message as you kind of hit this postseason and hit this time of year when you've got upperclassmen, but not necessarily a ton of experience in this tournament?
Yeah, it's been a blend of both. I know we've, with the portal, we've checked in with some of our kids that we thought didn't have the experience. And you've got, both Mir and Say that have played in the NCAA tournament. Mir was sharing with me her freshman year. She went to the Final Four. Chris has gone to a Sweet 16. So, fortunately for us, there is some of that experience. Our freshmen, it's their first time. But you have to make them understand it. When the bright lights turn on, nothing changes from our end. We need to continue to be the team we've been all season long. Nothing changes to what our identity is and to how we've performed all season.
Alex Film, DC News Now. Brenda, you guys have had some early exits in the past. You guys have had some great runs in the past. In terms of what stood out about those teams that have the great runs, what similarities do you see about this team going into this tournament?
There's a focus level, a confidence level that, you're ready to, from the tip. There's not, clearly you'll have some nerves, but you got to work through those quickly. And it's just a confidence factor that, you stay true to your identity and play, what's gotten you to that point.
Brenda, Lou Holder Sports. What is the characteristic of this particular team? Every team is different. What's the characteristic of this team that you kind of appreciate? What stamp do they have that you appreciate?
I'd say the two things they've shown from day one, really, really competitive group. It starts with Shy, and she's kind of like our bread and butter. And when you talk about, her leadership style, and then you talk about just their resiliency, when they've had injuries, throughout the season. They've been able to understand, like when we had the setback with Bree, just next player up. We've had setbacks with Shy and Sailor and different things through the season, but they've just stayed true to who they are and have stayed really resilient.
And the pretzel and salt comment, the comment that Cheyenne made about you and how you go together and March goes together. The acronym that she used is almost kind of in a big picture how the players feel about you, how they, bond to you. Could you talk about the bond that you have with this particular team and then teams in the past?
Yeah, I would say the bond I have, the staff has, is we're super relatable. I think a really connected group. Our staff really enjoys every single day with them. They're a lot of fun. They feel really comfortable around us, and it's been a lot of great memories that we've been able to make together all season long. And I think for all of us, we don't want this season to end. We want to continue to go as far as we can take these 5 seniors that we have in our locker room. And I know when you get to this time of year, you start thinking about how many practices are left. And we want to have as many practices as we can have because we want to continue to be with this group.
Kareem Copeland, Washington Post. Just a couple things you got to make sure you take care of against Norfolk, and a couple things that they do that stands out to you.
Yeah, we've got to value the basketball. It's a team that likes to turn teams over. They're going to press. They're going to mix up their defenses. They're going to want to slow the game down. So, for us, it's, being able to value the basketball so we're getting shots at the basketball and, continue to be who we are as a team and stay true to it.
Lord spoke at length yesterday about the conversations he's had with Damon Evans and just the reports that have come out. I'm curious if you've had any conversations with him throughout the last couple of days, and how do you make sure that's not a distraction for yourself and for your team?
There were reports yesterday. I've been focused on film. What are you asking? You're asking.
Have you had any conversations with him about what's going on?
Of the reports. No, I mean that's for Damon, for Coach Willard, those are their own individual things that if they're evaluating their situations, that's on them. For us, we're focused on the task at hand. I mean, I will say that I've been here 23 years, and the amount of support that I've been given from Damon Evans and the whole administration is nothing less than superior. It hasn't changed the way I've been able to do my job in 23 years. Clearly we have a standard of consistency and excellence, and it doesn't just come down to money, but we're fully supported in that way. So I just can't say enough for, I wouldn't have been here as long if I didn't have that kind of support and have been supported the entire time.
Coach Ben Geffner, Diamondback. Can you talk about, just take me through the thought process and kind of luxury of hosting games here at Xfinity, but kind of finding that balance between not getting too comfortable on the home turf?
Yeah, I don't know that we'd get too comfortable. I think it should give you a great confidence level that the facility and have practiced all year in it. And for us, it's a great routine. You get to sleep in your own beds, and you're not in a hotel room and traveling. And you have your ice baths and the resources that you need to be comfortable. We want to use it as an advantage. It doesn't guarantee you a win, but we want to take advantage of sleeping in our own beds and having things at hand, and just allows us to prepare even in a better way. We're not getting on a plane or riding on a bus, that we can stay really focused and locked in.
Max Schaefer, Pseudo Times. Coach, you've been known throughout your career as a great motivator. Is that process for you, getting the most out of your players, change in March at all?
No, like I said, you are who you are, so it's not like I'm going to come up with this magnificent speech that's going to allow us to win the NCAA tournament. I'll have my speeches prepared, but it won't come down to that. It'll come down to them, executing. Like I've said, all the success that we've had in March, I haven't made a basket. It's come down, our staff will have the best scout put together for them, but they've got to be the ones that got to go out and execute it.
Anyone else? Again, we don't have anybody on Zoom since we're at Maryland, so thank you to Coach Freeze, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.